Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Today is Monday, January 25th. It was kind of sloppy last couple days. Had my girl's birthday, so we were pretty busy and just hungover and all that. So didn't get a chance to kind of get my full routine in place. But nonetheless, I am back now. Had a decent day today. Woke up early, got everything figured out. We had actually some wild movement in the SPY. Had a huge tanker midday. We didn't see any buying essentially through all these levels, which I thought we would. We closed the gap, but then got bought right back up, as you can see on the daily here on the left side. Um, Pretty big move. The whole market was just tanking, and we'll see a couple of stocks that played on perfect on that. But that was SPY. IWM, much the same thing. Didn't close as strong. As you can see, we closed kind of near previous day high. With a SPY, we actually closed above. So still some strength, but definitely volatility is picking up here. All right, let's take a look at what happened. So the first one is ACER. So this one was, it had some kind of agreement for exclusivity, which I mean, exclusivity sounds great, but I think it's kind of wishy-washy. So I was pretty bearish on this name. I was looking for any major pops and any levels to kind of short off against. We had a couple of double, triple tops here as we're kind of coming into this zone. And then we start selling off, so I actually took it short here. Let me get these off of there. I took it short here, and then it starts coming down, and I covered. So as I mentioned, we had this level on Bookmap showing a little bit of liquidity. Was actually thinking we could come up a little bit, take another short. Didn't get there, so just covered into the first wash, into the daily level, and then as we kind of started making a rounding bottom, I didn't like that. I was actually having my 411 was 2 cents off. It is what it is. And then it came up here and started rejecting these moving averages. So I actually took another short as it kind of started to fall back down. Was looking kind of for, I guess, this. Not clean, but that was the idea. That was kind of the range. And as we started breaking down, I took it short. Premature, got stopped out. So we push VWAP, failed to push back up, and then I get short again. Cover into, I think we had a liquidity level here, just didn't want to break, so I just took it off, and then covered into that daily level. My idea was 4, because we did have quite a bit of liquidity there, and ended up actually catching quite close to the bottom. Just saw some bottoming volume and didn't really like the way it was trading, so I took it all off. Came back up here. This time I was patient, didn't get in right away, and then we started building this kind of a flag on the bullish side. Didn't like that. But then we threw this indecision, and we still had a little bit of liquidity here, so I took it short. Just a decent feeler. Then it started kind of consolidating, as you can see, and then as we broke this 440 level, had nothing on the bid, but it just kept holding. So as soon as we dropped below and held below, that's when I got short. Covered into the first drop and then into the moving average there, and then into end of day. I was thinking we could test low of day again, but that didn't happen. Let's take a look at Bookmap to see what we were looking at there. So this was the initial short. As you can see, we had quite a bit of size coming in at 530, and I get short right here. It is a little bit extended, but thinking of, I was risking 550, I believe, so just about 45 cents. And got a wash from 5 all the way down to 409 is where I got the cover. So that was that one. This is the one that I kind of got in premature. As you can see, it's not super clean, but we rechecked there, and I thought we could test just because this liquidity level didn't get it, and then I ended up shorting there again. So that was that one. Let's take a look back at AMC. This was actually my best short of the day. Caught a really nice one off this pre-market level. As you can see, we have troubles. We have troubles at the very beginning. Resistance, resistance, resistance. So I'm thinking we could very well be resistance here as well. And then there was heavy level 2 offers there. So as we're kind of coming up in here, I left it alone, and then we started to top here. Didn't look great, and the trend was getting tighter and tighter. So I thought I'd risk an I was risking a little bit higher at 501, thinking, if it pushes here and then stuffs back down and that offer comes back on, I will add. So this is a little bit of a wider stop, I guess. Let's take a look. I was risking 501, maybe 502. So ended up getting a good move. 5R on the full way down. Covered a little bit early on majority of them, but still a nice move here. So we have that liquidity level. Let me show you here quick, just because it was pretty clear. There's a seller there. As you can see, we're coming up into the $5 level, which has a major liquidity level, 750,000 shares. But then as you get into 490, there's quite a bit as well. It broke through, and then it started having a little bit of trouble here. So as it comes back down here, that's when I short, or sorry, when we got this. When 485 put it on, so we had 490, 485 put it on, I get my short here, and then catch that full ride down essentially to this liquidity level. I actually did cover in front of it, and as you can see, we did continue to keep going down, but I thought it was going to hold, and it pretty much did for majority of the day. Let's go back into the trades here. So I get short there, and then cover into that first wash. There's a pretty extended wash if you're looking on this. We're kind of moving up, take an elevator down. So I covered, and then covered on the next drop as well. Had a nice low volume pullback here, which I like to see, into the moving averages and into the rejection. We try to push a little bit higher, rejected, it started coming back down, so I shorted. A little premature maybe, but I did have a pretty good average here, so I thought I could risk a little bit more. So nice add. This one I'm not happy with at all. I was looking for 441 level. But just adjusted because I didn't like the way it was trading, and then got it on the next drop into 425. I thought that could potentially hold as a $0.25, and then into low of day. My initial target was the moving average here, which would have been hit, but I thought, there's no point of risking, and I was looking to risk 4 or target at 4, but then I thought just in case this low of day holds, I'm going to cover in front of it. So overall, I'm happy with that trade. Then I started to look at potentially this breakdown here. We're kind of curling over, making lower highs, of course, higher lows as well. But as you get below that VWAP, we kind of pushed through, came back up, and then we were looking weak. So I thought, if we do break down, we could see a nice flush. Did get a nice move. This was a hotkey error, so I put it right back on. I was looking to place a limit order instead of put a market order, so that's on me. So I put it right back on, and then took a little bit off, and then off at break even. So it didn't wash like I wanted, but that was still a pretty good trade. FUBO, I'm not gonna lie, I had quite a strong bias on this. If you take a look at the daily on the left here, we broke out above this 41 level, and I thought we could really rally. Goal was to get to 50 on a potential swing, profit on the way up and then swing. And then I just got complete FOMO. Not great. I was looking for this ABCD pullback than this one, but then we had increasing selling volume, and we had this indecision doji, so I just wasn't feeling it. And then just no playbook trade here, just chasing this. Came back down. This would have been the good entry right there. And then we threw this indecision doji and started getting heavy volume, so I just took it all off. Small winner, not too happy about it at all, actually. If I could, I would remove this trade and catch this trendline break, or potentially this failed pop. But yeah, so was caught in the wrong setup, and then take a look at this level that I just drew. What happens throughout the rest of the day? We touch that level and then fall back down. Wasn't paying attention, but yeah, so levels were in play. VVPR, this one once again I was long bias, which as you guys have probably seen, I'm a very short bias trader, but we had a decent actually catalyst. It signs a $250 million agreement. Their market cap, I believe, is VVPR market cap is 296. Before trading, it was 230. So it essentially signs a deal worth its market cap. I thought that was going to be a pretty solid catalyst. As you see, it was. But then we started coming back down. I was initially looking at this this trend break there. Didn't get in. That would have been a great one in hindsight. I actually got in as we're kind of like breaking this one. As we're breaking out there. Yeah, so I mean, I did get a decent pop, and then it starts coming back down. And what I was looking at here was we're having a pretty decent push on the buying, and then selling is dying down. So I thought we could reclaim. So as soon as we make a 1 minute high here, I do buy. As you can see, this would have been the 1 minute high as well. And then I guess stopped out instantly. So not a great setup. I like to see a little bit more consolidation. You know, maybe if it's like one of these, that's when you get the big move. But when it's this quick, it's usually not a great move. Then I start to kind of watch what's going to go down here. You know, failed follow through, so we could continue to the downside. And then we had a couple of trends going here. Once again, kind of wishy-washy, not great. Got a decent position here, and then just kind of covered as we were starting to curl up. And then this is where I get kind of disappointed with myself looking back. It's building this ascending triangle, sure, but you know, we have an hour left into trading, and I don't know. I got in long here expecting a push up to this level, potentially had, you know, a little bit of a risk here for 3 to 4R. Come back down, cover. We got this flush out. My initial stop was actually below 7. It was 17.10, but then I adjusted to below 17. Both of those, as you see, would have held, and I would have got at least, you know, a couple of partials. But I stopped out, got long again, stopped out, got long again, so just kind of greasy overall movement. Not happy with this at all. Nonetheless, I did have a lot of great things I did today. You know, as I showed you guys with AMC playing the levels, that was pretty good. Catching adding to my winner, and then kind of catching this one. And this one was pretty good as well. Got in a little bit early on the ad here, but was confident that, you know, we're going to sell off a little bit harder. I thought we were going to sell the previous day close, but didn't happen. But yeah, anyways, that was my trading today. A couple things I got to work on is not forcing and adjusting my plays. This was micromanagement, as you guys can see. But yeah, thanks a lot. Would love to hear some comments and feedback. And if not, we'll catch you guys later. Cheers.